In Court on TKO8 Television is brought to you by Campbell Bonding Company. Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
To begin the court will call Boone County Criminal Case CR 2015-149, State of Arkansas versus Sarah Veach Parker. Ms. Parker, I'll take that. Court is making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent Ms. Parker.
What was the date Ms. Parker was served with her alias?
So this is on a new charge. No, it isn't. I see. Okay. I thought it was an arraignment on a new charge. Yes, you're right. She was...
I believe the bondsman picked her up Wednesday, which would be
the 30th.
30th.
All right. Ms. Parker, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you on the charges. The reason you were picked up on an alias warrant was that on July 31st, 2015, you failed to appear for arraignment on the charges in this case, and a warrant was issued. The charges are simultaneous possession of drugs and firearms, Class Y felony, possession of methamphetamine with a purpose to deliver, a Class A felony, and drug paraphernalia, possession of drug paraphernalia, a Class D felony. On those charges, how do you now plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Plea of not guilty is noted on the record.
Can I say something?
Let's get through the process that we're here for first, and then we'll take it up. Any other issues you have? When do we have court in May?
Is this a Division 3 case?
Oh, you're correct. I don't need to. I'll set Ms. Parker down to reappear on April 8th in front of Judge Putman. You need to stay in touch with your attorney, and did you have something you wanted to say?
Yes, sir. I've already spoken with Robert Campbell, and because I was not aware of my court date July 31st, I went to court in February when my court date was originally assigned, and I wasn't on the docket. And I was never informed of any other court date. And I've already spoken with Robert Campbell, and he's agreed to on the house today if you would allow it, because I never knowingly failed to appear in court date. I will go to court on any court date that you give me if I was allowed to leave today on bond. I never knowingly missed court, Your Honor.
Judge, she's lying to the court. Judge Putman specifically told her to go to the Harrison Police Department. I have Officer Saylor right here who can testify to that fact. Her bondsman told her to be in court on July 31st. She has been avoiding law enforcement. She has been avoiding her bondsman. And she is obviously arrested January of 2015. In 15 months, made no contact with an attorney. She's been avoiding these charges as long as she possibly can. Campbell Bonding Company is not willing to stay on her bond.
Robert told me that he would. I just talked to him yesterday morning. He said that he would. He said he had absolutely no problem with it whatsoever. Honestly, I did not know of any other court date.
Well,
I'm been misinformed or confused. I don't understand. I didn't know of any other court date. When I went to court, I stood up in the back and I told them I was supposed to be here, and nobody called my name, and I didn't know what to do, and all they did was give me a yellow Post-it note that had Sarah Jane Beach on it, and they said the only time they even had for me ever being arrested had been 12 years prior to that. They didn't know anything what I was talking about on the day that I went to court.
do you know what date are you saying that happened?
I'm not sure of the exact date. It was in February. I have February 6th stuck in my head, but I don't believe that.
February 6th of 2015 or February 6th of 2016?
2015, but I'm not sure for that to be correct. It's definitely in the month of February of 2015. Robert Campbell has the paperwork of the date, the original date that I was supposed to be in court in February of 2015. I'm sure of it. Because that's the only day that I was ever given, and it was written down on my bond sheet that day when I got arrested. So I know that he would have the paperwork for it.
Do we need to have her brought over and have a bond hearing on this matter?
We could either do that or have Mr. Campbell comment whether he's going to stay on the bond or not. That might resolve the issue.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes, sir. At this moment, no, sir, I wouldn't stay on the bond. Now, if she could come up with some kind of collateral that would suffice our company, we possibly would stay on it.
Okay. Well, there's your answer. Mr. Campbell is saying here in open court on the record that he's not going to stay on your bond.
I have collateral if he needs any of it.
Well, I'm not going to negotiate that with your bondsman, okay? So he's not staying on your bond, which is what you were asserting just a minute ago.
You just said I had collateral. Good. I have that.
Ma'am, that's for you to work out with the bondsman. That's a matter of private arrangement with you and the bondsman. I'm not overseeing that. At this time, Yes?
May I please plead to the court to please give me a chance? I can't do anything from in here. I can give collateral like you just asked in open court. I can do that, but I can't do that or arrange for any of this from in here. I have to be able to...
Ms. Parker, let me explain something to you so you'll understand why I'm taking the attitude I am. You were allowed to bond out in January of 2015.
Yes, sir.
It's now, what is it, it's about 14 months later, 15 months later, and we're only now getting around to arraigning you on the charge that you bonded out in January of 2015.
But you have to understand that when I went to court, they told me they had no knowledge of me ever being arrested. That's what the court told me, with the prosecutor, the judge, and the public defender all standing there looking at me like they never knew who I was. That's what they told me. They had no knowledge of me ever being even arrested. And I tried. I said, and I gave them every name that they could possibly have had me under.
And you never thought to check back ever again? You never thought to contact?
I called Robert Campbell and I asked him. He said they didn't have anything for me yet. And then I never heard anything back. I had given them my address, but I had been evicted from my address, and so I guess they had no way to find me after that. I don't know. It's because
That's exactly the problem. That's exactly the problem. The court system had no way to contact you, and you didn't make any effort to contact anyone else. This is a matter that you can take up with your attorney at a later date. As of this moment, the court is setting your case for trial. What was?
Get a bond, though, if another bond comes.
Ma'am, I'm asking you to be quiet at this point. I've heard your plea. I'm not granting it, all right? Is that a definitive enough answer for you? All right.
January or April the 8th in front of public. It's not Secretary in front of us.
All right. Your next appearance in court is 1 week from today in front of Judge Putman. And if it's from his court that he's the judge assigned to your case, and you can argue this with him at that point when you've had a chance to talk to your attorney, maybe make additional arrangements with the bondsman, but those are all things you need to do, and I'm not going to preside over them. This is a case not assigned to my docket, and we're done with it today, okay?
Sir, can I ask to see you in person today, please?
No.
Down at house?
No. I'm refusing to do that. Your case is assigned to Judge Putman's docket. You're to be in court on April 8th. If you're still in jail, then we'll arrange to get you here. If you're not, if you're out of jail, then you better be in front of Judge Putman next Friday, April 8th.
Is there a way for me to get out of jail?
At this moment, no.
Can I please ask one more time for bail to be set, sir, please, so that I have a fighting chance at any of this? Please.
Ma'am, I am declining to set the bail of this case. You've been a fugitive for 14 months and had no contact with the system at all. You can plead your argument to Judge Putman, and I'm confident he'll set a bond next Friday. You may be excused.
Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
Here's another satisfied client from Dental Creations of Harrison.
My husband and I both went through this together. We both had teeth that was causing health problems. Dr. wanted to come and talk to us about what we wanted, what our options were. We've gotten our final dentures. They feel as natural as our other teeth ever did. The best part is being able to smile again and not thinking, okay, I've got to hide this side of my face because that tooth's missing.
Dental Creations on the square in Harrison, next to the Big Red Boot.
2016-85, State of Arkansas versus Rusty Mahan. Court will make the appointment of the public defender's office to represent Mr. Mahan. This case is for Mr. Mahan's for arraignment on a charge of failure to register as a sex offender. He's charged as an habitual offender in that charge. Apparently his arrest date on this charge was March 17th of 2016. Mr. Mahan, have you made any arrangements to be represented by an attorney? Well, I just made the appointment of the public defender's office. Never mind. Public defender's office is appointed to represent you on the charges. How do you now plead?
Not guilty. Not guilty.
Plea of not guilty. Once again, this case is assigned to Judge Putman's docket. I'm setting him down to reappear on April 8th. You're to be in front of Judge Putman on April 8th. Anything further to take up at this time?
Not by the defense.
All right. You may be excused. 2015-160, State of Arkansas versus Marvin Shue.
Judge, we were going to have a hearing a couple of weeks ago and some issues arose. This is for a violation of the terms and conditions of his bond.
All right. So we should direct him to be brought over for a hearing?
Don't have it.
Sure. That's fine.
Okay. I'm directing that Mr. Shue be transported over for this afternoon session of court. We'll have a hearing on the issues of bond.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
Well, I had some problems getting stuff done. Finally ended up at Dental Creations and was very pleased with the way everything worked out. And the lab technicians, I mean, they came out and wanted to make sure everything was looking good, and everything turned out great. If I'd have known back then what I know now, I would have went to Dental Creations first.
Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison, 870-204-6974.
2016-73, State of Arkansas versus Matthew Simmons, or Simons. This case was transferred to the Division 4 docket, and his appearance here today, according to Judge Putman's order of March 25th, when he was arraigned, he's appearing to get on this court's scheduling order. Okay, thank you. Does the state have a date when, or date of arrest for Mr. Simmons?
In which case, Your Honor?
Well, I'm talking about in 2016-73, the case I already called. We'll take up the revocation here in a minute. I'm trying to set a date, but I don't. Our current trial date would be after 1 year from the commission of the crime, and I'm wanting to make sure that it's not that his arrest wasn't in September of 2015. And the docket, the court file before me does not reveal clearly a court date.
Judge, on this particular case, he'd already been arrested and was in jail on the other case. On this particular case, it was done by an investigation, and so the date of arrest would be March 15th of 2016.
So his arrest on the previous case...
November 16th, no?
So was this the earlier of the two cases?
Yes.
Well, do we have a trial date in September?
It will be September the 19th.
Okay. I'm going to set this case down for trial the week of September 19th, and give it a pretrial date of August 19th, and then have him down to reappear on July 8th. Now, we also have 2015-244, State of Arkansas versus Matthew Simmons. That matter is set for was set for pretrial today with a trial date of May 16th.
If we could just move the pretrial date to the 15th of April, Your Honor.
All right. He's setting the pretrial date to April 15th. All right, you may be excused, sir. 2016-76, State of Arkansas versus Stephen Collin.
If this is original arrest, I have a whole bunch of moving sheets and some a couple of different ones that we did after. We've done this stuff, but I'm not certain if this moving sheet is actually goes with this charge or if this is a thing. This is January 17th to 16th.
Let's see the arrest date.
I'm sure these have to be this.
Is there anything to indicate the January? Exactly, when it was taken into custody.
Battery, civil, forgery, residential, burglary, residential, burglary. Yeah, retaliation. This looks like these cases.
All right, don't I need to sign this? Sure. Court's going to make the appointment of the Public Defender's Office. We don't need 8.1 at this point.
I don't think so.
I'm totally confused by the dates and the different charges. We're going to do what's before the court. Mr. Collin is hearing at this time. He was arraigned in front of Judge Putman on March 25th and is down to get on this court scheduling order. Once again, the file reflects that his arrest date was August 10th of 2015. What have we got for trial dates in July? We have to put him on that June setting.
Judge, could I be heard, please?
Yes, you could.
Mr. Collin has a pending case in 3rd Division. I was just wondering if it'd be simpler if we just transferred this case to 3rd Division so we could get both cases.
I'm more than willing to do that. My only concern is I want it to get on a trial schedule promptly. This is saying the arrest was August 10th on these charges, and we're now, 8 months down the road, and he's not in this case, and we're not on any trial schedule. And I have concern about that. But I guess we can transfer it to. I'm happy to transfer it to Division 4 and Division 3, excuse me, and get it on Judge running with another case. But this says he has another case, 2016-35. That's the one in Division 3.
I think there's a scheduling order in that case.
Yeah, I need to know what those dates are.
In 2016-35 in Division 3, he has a reappearance date on April the 8th. He has a pretrial date of May the 20th. He has a trial date of June 21st.
Judge, on the state's behalf, he also has case 2016-87-3. So, given that
2016-87-3. So he's got two other cases on Judge Putnam's.
Yes.
Well, it makes every sense to transfer the case to Division 3, and I want to do that. My concern is we're going to need to make sure that it doesn't go unnoticed when it gets transferred over to Division 3 that his original arrest case on 2016-76 is listed as August 10th, because we are down to less than 5 months from speedy trial running on that case. I don't know what all the circumstances are and whether there's any excluded periods, but it doesn't readily appear so to this court.
There are no periods of exclusion. The state was waiting on DNA test results. And I've made a note that, and we are very much aware that he has to be tried by August 10th.
I will transfer the case to Division 3. And set it for reappearance on the Division 3 docket on April 8th, when he already is scheduled to be there on other cases. That'll be the order of the court. Mr. Collin, you'll come before Judge Putman a week from today when he has court. Your case is transferred to his docket along with the other two cases that you have pending on the docket. You may be excused.
Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
2015-180, State of Arkansas versus Christian Alera.
This one looks like he needs me to put one because it was tucked in. Parole violation.
It's still the same thing.
I'm going to put Mr. Valera down for reappearance on April 15th. Hopefully, counsel, Mr. Russo, will be back by that date, and we can get him on the. I know he was under consideration for drug court and other matters, but.
Judge, let me point out a couple things. He's actually being held on an Act 570. He failed a drug test. He has also picked up a possession of marijuana charge, and I believe that case will be in district court. Based on that, I would, because under Act 570 they can only hold him for a limited period of time, I'd request that his bond be revoked.
I know all the reasons why we haven't acted sooner on this case, but this is the problem that happens when we delay. And we were going to resolve several issues here today on this case, and as I say, we need to move forward more promptly in cases, but I guess we can't do it today. So I'm putting him down to reappear on April 15th and resolve this matter. Mr. Alera, you're currently incarcerated. I suspect you're aware of this pursuant to Act 570 being held on the authority of your probation officer with regard to violating the terms of your release, specifically failing a drug test. I wasn't aware previously that you also had a misdemeanor possession charge in district court, but apparently you have that as well. What was his bond? Can you pass me that?
I think on October 9th, we set it at $25,000.
No, he really doesn't need an April 1 at this point.
Okay.
He's before the court right now, so. Well, the court is going to revoke his bond, and at this point, for violation of the conditions through the use of controlled substances, use or possession of controlled substances. So that bond will be revoked. If he's going to be released, he'll have to make a new bond. At this time, I'm not setting the bond. Hopefully, when Mr. Russo gets back next week, we can get in touch over this matter and see if we can make some arrangements. But that'll be the order of the court. The bond will be revoked, and Mr. Alero remain incarcerated until next week at least. Pardon? Yes?
Yesterday, I did this ago. The chart for you guys, I had prescription medicine that I had, and
I'm having difficulty understanding. The sound's not coming through clearly.
The chart that I had regarding the prescription medicine that I had, and Teacher Spencer had called Chris Carter about that and asked me if I would have my vote over that. It was a minimal thing. And he said that he wouldn't revoke my bond. And I'm confused right now at the matter at hand, what's going on exactly.
Well, as I explained to you, you were placed in jail by your probation officer for failing a drug test. And then now I'm informed also that you have been arrested on a misdemeanor charge related to the possession of marijuana. Both of those are grounds for revoking your bond, and it's the court's decision whether or not to revoke your bond. So it's now being revoked.
Okay. And when will I be able to get another bond possibly?
After your attorney gets back and we have an opportunity to discuss your situation, we'll reestablish some kind of terms of bond based on what we feel is the appropriate thing. You need to understand that you're under consideration for drug court. You're under consideration for a number of things that has been arranged by your attorney. Your attorney can't be here today due to a death in his family, and he has to be away. That's not your fault, but it's an unfortunate circumstance that we're dealing with right now. So I will try to make a point next week to review your bond situation by the first part of next week and make a decision on resetting bond on you. But that's the situation.
Judge, I will talk to Mr. Russo when I get a chance. We may have him brought over on April 6th.
That'll be fine. You may be excused.
Thank you.
Hey, you may know me as the chicken dancing in front of the chicken house in Harrison. And sure, I am, and I'm proud of our chicken, biscuits, sides, and desserts. But I'm more than that. I come from a long line of proud chickens and roosters. But I have a problem, see? Unlike my dad Chuck, my cousins Earl and Enos, and of course my great-uncle Pluck, I don't have a name. My parents need help, I'm telling you. I could make one up, but that's no fun. So how about this? How about you guys help give me a name? And for your trouble, every time you enter a name at our chicken house, you'll get $2 in chicken bucks. The person with the best name for me will get the super grand prize that would make dear old Dad very proud. Vouchers good for $200 worth of crispy, crunchy chicken for you and your family to enjoy. So come on over to the Chicken House and help me out. I can't stand not having a name, and I can't wait to see what y'all come up with.
2015-147, 2015-191, and 2015-238, State of Arkansas versus Stephen Miller. All of these cases are currently scheduled for trial the week of May 16th. This was to be a pretrial date today. I'm moving the pretrial date on these three cases to April 15th. Anything else to come before the court?
Not by the defense.
All right, you may be excused, Mr. Miller. 2013-267. State of Arkansas versus Utricia Baker. This is a first appearance. Let me just... Ms. Baker, you're before the court today because a petition a petition to revoke was filed alleging certain violations of the terms and conditions of your release. On probation. The terms and conditions violated it's alleged that you violated the terms and conditions related to complying with the law, alleging that on March 10th, 2015, you committed a battery in the second degree. It also alleges that on March 2nd of 2016, you violated the condition with regard to use of alcohol, in that you tested positive for alcohol on that date. Thirdly, it alleges that you violated the terms and conditions of your probation related to the use of controlled substances, and that it's alleged that also on March 2nd you had a positive test for THC, hydrocodone, and other opiates, and amphetamines. Fourth allegation is you were found in association with a convicted felon, which is another condition of your release. And finally, that you were, no, it's not finally. It's also alleged that you had failed to report and maintain your supervision fees, alleging that you had failed to report upon release from Union County Jail on May 19th of 2015, August 26th, 2015, September 14th of 2015, and you'd also failed to report to your probation officer on July 29th, August 19th, October 2nd, and November 10th of 2015. In addition, there is an allegation that you'd failed to make your payments on fine and other costs as ordered and had an arrearage of over $2,000. All of those are the allegations contained in your petition to revoke that was filed. On those allegations, how do you now plead?
Not true, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm noting a plea of not true on your behalf. I'm also making the appointment of the Public Defender's Office to represent you in this matter. This matter is a matter on Judge Putman's docket, and I'm going to set it down for a reappearance on April 8th in front of Judge Putman.
May I speak, Your Honor?
Yes, you may.
On that charge, February 2nd, I have the paperwork here for the charges with non-processing. And on the 2nd, that was my first drug test ever failing since I've been on probation.
Ms. Baker, let me explain something. We're not going to hear your case today. Your case is for Judge Putman to decide, and I'm setting you down to reappear in 1 week from today in front of Judge Putman. And you need to convey this information to your attorney from the Public Defender's Office. I've just appointed you an attorney. This information you're trying to relate here in court needs to be conveyed to your attorney, and he needs to be armed with that and able to present that in front of Judge Putman a week from today, when Judge Putman will take up this matter. All right?
Your Honor, I was asking, can I get a bond, because I do have a job. I have been going to school now, and I'm a pipe fitter, and I work as a pipe fitter at CB&I in El Dorado, Arkansas. And they are holding my job for me till Monday, because I've been here since Friday. Well, I was arrested when I went to see my probation officer on Thursday. And they are holding my job till Monday. And I was just saying if I can get bond until I come back next week, if I can keep my job.
The problem is that when you were in El Dorado, at least the allegations are that you didn't communicate with anybody about all of that. And that's the allegation. All I'm saying, that's the allegation. That's why this petition was filed, and you had a warrant issued, is because you failed to keep your probation personnel informed. That's the allegation. Under those circumstances, I'm extremely hesitant to set a bond for you to go right back into the situation at which as far away as El Dorado.
I've not seen my probation officer. This is a new probation officer that I've gotten. I just got her on the 2nd, and I've always seen my probation officer. The new probation officer that I got. My first time seeing her was the 2nd of last month, and now I'm revoked. For what reason? Because I've never missed a day seeing my probation officer. Never.
Well, that's not what the petition to revoke says.
I know, but sir, can I please get a phone? Because I don't want to lose my job. I went to school 18 months to become a pipe fitter. And I am a pipe fitter now, and I have a job. And I will return back to back to court on April 8th. If I could get a bud, I started work 2 weeks ago. And I've been going to school for the longest to be a pipe fitter.
All right. What says the state?
Judge, Ms. Baker has a long criminal history. If the court looks in the file, you'll see this is actually the second petition to revoke. The first one was apparently never served on her. This case is in Judge Putman's court. I don't know the ultimate outcome. She says the case in Union County was null pros. I remember Ms. Baker, and there's a history of violence in her background. When probation files a revocation based upon violence, the state just believes that she ought to be held no bond.
Your Honor, in response, her character is not the issue today. The issue is whether she's going to appear for her next court appearance. She states she's employed unless the state can prove otherwise or establish with some sort of evidence otherwise, then I would ask that the court set a reasonable bond to allow her to return to work and then have her come back before Judge Putman next Friday.
And so I have the paperwork here where my charges were dismissed. And I'm a single mother too, and I have a child, and I just need to get back to work with my child. And I'll be up here on this Friday. I work Monday through Thursday, 10 hours a day. And I worked so hard to get this job.
Previously, the court system had set a $10,000 bond. Apparently, she appeared on that bond to enter the plea of guilty that resulted in her being put on probation. The court's willing to take a chance on that. I'll set bond at $10,000, cash or professional bond. Your next appearance in court is next Friday. Do not miss it. All right?
Thank you.
In Court on TKO8 Television is brought to you by Campbell Bonding Company. Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138.
Hey, you may know me as the chicken dancing in front of the chicken house in Harrison. And sure, I am, and I'm proud of our chicken, biscuits, sides, and desserts. But I'm more than that. I come from a long line of proud chickens and roosters. But I have a problem, see? Unlike my dad Chuck, my cousins Earl and Enos, and of course my great-uncle Pluck, I don't have a name. My parents need help, I'm telling you. I could make one up, but that's no fun. So how about this? How about you guys help give me a name? And for your trouble, every time you enter a name at our chicken house, you'll get $2 in chicken bucks. The person with the best name for me will get the super grand prize that would make dear old Dad very proud. Vouchers good for $200 worth of crispy, crunchy chicken for you and your family to enjoy. So come on over to the chicken house and help me out. I can't stand not having a name, and I can't wait to